Hey there, let's make your waterfall card. All right, so here is what your packet came looking like. Well, you didn't get your tear and tape on there, unless I was super organized, which I probably wasn't. Okay, so, but this, let's start with this piece. Okay, so this is the puller. This is what makes it all happen. Okay, so you're gonna need 4 pieces of tear and tape. All right, so what you're going to want to do first, yours probably came long like this, fold it on the farthest score line, so it's not really in half, okay? And then just fold all those other scores all going the same direction, okay? Then the tear and tape is easy because you put one strip under each score line, like right under each score line, okay? And then the 4th piece goes on the back side, the inside of the squarish piece at the bottom, okay? So you have your one long piece that doesn't have any tear tape at all, and then 3 here on the front and 1 at the bottom of the back, all right? So that's how, this is gonna be how the magic happens, right? So let's put, I only brought one. Oh, no, I do. All right, I've been using my Crocodile, which I love. If you have one, great. If you don't, a hole big enough to get your ribbon through at the base, roughly centered side to side is good, okay? Any hole that will let your ribbon go through is fine, okay? And I think this one likes to come back to front. I have to take a look. This always gives me trouble. I can never quite remember where I want that loop. Nope, I wanted that to go front to back. Never mind. Sorry about that. All right, so from the inside to the back, pull your ends through the loop. Okay, there we go. Like this, and just pull those so that that goes across there. Okay, just makes it kind of neat. You can then trim this when you're ready, okay? So the next thing you want to do is take a look at these pieces, because these are going to be the flipping piece, the pieces that go. Now you have maybe seen waterfall cards that have 4 panels. I have given you directions for both so that you can make one. The only difference is you have 1 extra score on the 4-panel one, obviously. So you want to make sure that you realize these are not squares. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have them all going the same way. Ostensibly, it doesn't actually matter whether you stamp this direction or this direction. You just have to make them all the same. Okay, so let's do our quick stamping here. I'm going to stamp everything in soft suede ink. I'm using the little hedgehog and his buddies. Okay. If I stamp the hedgehog down far enough in the corner with his little feet, so he's kind of sitting, looking up. Whoop. He can look at a butterfly. Somebody at class the other day tried to get it right on his nose, which would have been incredibly cute. But I'm just going to put the butterfly up here in the corner. Okay. And then, oh, is my mask still around? Well, I can make a new mask real quick. All right. I thought it was nearby. But, oh, I see it. It's not too far. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, so I made a little mask for my mushroom so that I could have two. So I want to stamp one kind of over here to the left because my next one is going to have to go on this side. Okay, so we're going to stamp one mushroom. Oh no, Leslie, that was wrong. Good thing cardstock has two sides, right? All right, so we're going to stamp over on the right side. Hope you aren't stamping right along with me and made that mistake with me, okay? If you did, back up, do a redo. You know how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to just put this mushroom right there. So now when we remove the mask, it looks like this mushroom is behind our other mushroom, or toadstool, or whatever you want to call them. Okay. I also had a blender pen with those markers that I am not seeing right here. Oh, yep, got it. Sorry. Got stuff on 3 tables here, trying to clean up after class. All right, so you can make the hedgehog much darker by picking up some soft suede, but a blender pen is going to give you just enough color, I think. I don't think you really need to add more. I think he's just gonna be, if you just take your little blender pen and kind of go along the edge there. Give him a little color on the inside of his ears. Go out for his prickles just a little bit. Okay. My aunt when I was a child, my Aunt Marilyn got us a book called The Untidy Little Hedgehog. It was such a great story. I loved it. I've always been a little partial to hedgehogs. They're very cute. All right, so there's our hedgehog, and you could color, do all your coloring and whatever. I've chosen some of our Stampin' Right markers for that. Oops, we got one more to do here. We got our little birdie friend here. Let's do the bird with the flower. Okay, and the bird may want a butterfly friend as well. Okay. Let's grab that. Maybe, the butterfly might be coming to visit the flower. Okay. Gets it a little heavy on this side. No worries. It'll be fine. All right. So we're done with soft suede. The only other ink color, oh, nope, we're not. Then you decide which one you kind of want on the front. I think this time I am going to choose to have, I was looking for the 2 that I had already done. Don't know where those samples went to. Oh, yes, I do. They're right here. Okay, so I put the hedgehog last time, but I'm going to solve that heaviness problem by putting my hello on the front over there. Okay? All right. So let me show you how mine ended up looking. So here's the one that I did. I put this a little too low. So you're going to want to go, this is only 3/4 of an inch. I'd say that bottom edge needs to be no less than an inch up from the, you want that bottom edge up a little higher. And I could take this off and fix it, which I may end up doing, but not right now. This one was a little high, okay? So this one's 1.5 inches to the bottom edge. That's a little too high. Thinking right around 1 inch to that bottom edge is the best, okay? See how I've got a gap here? But what this does, this was the first one I did, is when you pull, it's going to do that. And the reason it doesn't all just pull through is this piece of tear tape right there. Okay. All right. So let's do, let's do a little assembly, because I can put these, I can show you how to put these on and finish coloring later. You don't have to watch me color. That's ridiculous. Okay, so I do have the little grass from the Hedgehog set, which I am going to stamp in some Granny Apple green ink and give them all some grass, okay? But again, you do not need to watch me do that. The only other thing that I want to do is stamp on the inside. So when you are done pulling, like this, you have all this space down here. So this is where you can write your little message or whatever. I am going to then stamp, finding a friend is the best discovery of all. I'm going to put it right here. Okay? And somebody has paper on there. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get that good and clean. Yeah, that's better. All right. There. All right, so I will fix that one. Oh, I know what that. That's all right, nobody's going to see that. All right, so we're going to just put this right there. Okay, that's the last of the stamping. Let's do some assembly. Okay, so our assembly, the first part, you can just add your designer series paper. This is from that, oh, beautiful something. It's retiring. Was with the tree suite in the very beginning of the annual catalog this past year. All right, so we have that. Then this, we're going to try and measure so that this is, so we're at the bottom at 5.5. So we want the bottom of this to be about 4.5, okay? So I'm just gonna sort of lay that there. Now, you can put adhesive, just, you only want adhesive on the tiny edges, and I'm doing just enough to sort of secure it until I get my brads in there, okay? If I forgot to give you brads, I am really sorry. I'm hoping you have some, but if you don't, it's not a huge deal because you don't actually need them. You could like add some gems there, and you would just make sure that you put adhesive on both sides, a lot more than I just put, okay? So then I'm gonna use my little tiny, I think this is like a 1/16 of an inch or something, when we used to have all these handheld punches, which I miss. So I'm gonna just eyeball it, top to bottom, halfway, okay? And I'm gonna do roughly the same over here and hope that I'm in about the same place. Oh, not bad. And like I always say, if somebody gives you a hard time about something not being centered or a little smudge on their handmade card, they should never ever get another one. Just saying, okay? Like, put a lot of effort into these things, and if they're going to be like that, then they probably don't need to have more of your beautiful handmade creations. Okay, so we'll just add my little brads there. I don't know that we currently have brads in the catalog, but these were from my stash, from ones that we used to have. I loved these brushed metallic ones. All right, so now we're ready to put our puller in, okay? So you can just kind of slide this up through, right? And then when you have it centered basically where you want it, you're just gonna push down and remove this tear and tape, and now that just moved all over the place, so I'm gonna have to redo it. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna get this puller where I want it, and I'm going to push down and secure that. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so everything will pull here, and those will flip and then expose this part. Okay. All right, so now we can, one at a time, probably works best if you start at the bottom, and center your pieces and line them up with that score line, not like totally covering that score line, just touching it. Okay, and then the next one, and so you would then put your finished colored pieces on. Okay, but I'm gonna do mine later. I should be able to slide them up, shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, but you're gonna do that while we're going here. Okay, and you want to just check and make sure before you get everything mounted that they're all going the same direction. Okay, then you're just going to line up this one with the one underneath, make sure they're all the same, and go ahead and give that a good press. And give that a good rub down, because it doesn't seem to want to peel up. So sometimes if you burnish that tear tape, it will pop back up a little easier. Here it comes. There we go. For our last one. Okay, so then we're gonna just line that one right up there at the top. Make sure we're good side to side, and give that one a good press. Okay, and then our little ones would go on here. Okay, but you would do those, I would color all this and then add everything together. I was just trying to save you some time, but I can, as I go, I can just add these in. It won't be a problem. Okay. All right. So when you're done, your waterfall card should look like that. Okay. And then you just pull so that you can see your whatever greeting you've chosen to put in there. All right. Great. Hope you have fun with that one.